Hey everyone, this is Daniel. This is my video blog for August the 15th, 2009. Last night I said that I would explain tonight what was beyond my control to cause me to release my optimized SeaMonkey 2.0 Pre-Beta 2 build as late as I did. Well, I'm going to make a long story short. I won't go into a lot of details, but I'll give the simple rundown. For those who actually know my MySpace page, I'll probably explain in a greater fashion exactly what happened there, if you want to go read on there. But anyway, the short and condensed version. Me and my mom had to rush my sister Cindy to the emergency room. We weren't exactly sure what was wrong because she had indigestion, and we didn't want to risk any chances because of her history with her heart and her heart attacks and all this stuff. And we weren't sure if she was about to have a heart attack or stroke or what, because she had symptoms that it could have been. So we rushed her to the emergency room. They did some tests. Most things turned out okay except for the EKG and her blood pressure. So they gave her something to bring her blood pressure down, and they found something in her EKG, and so the doctor said that he could not in good conscience send her home that night, that he was going to keep her overnight for observation. So that's what they did. And so today, Mom and Dad went to pick my sister Cindy up while me and Julie stayed here asleep. Come to find out, they ran 3 more EKGs on her. All 3 showed this same exact thing, whatever problem picked up. Monday, my sister's got to make an appointment with a cardiologist in Tupelo, and maybe it'll be the one that I ended up having to see. Me and my mom had to see. If it is, then he's a nice doctor, because he's the one that did my heart surgeries in February and March of 2003. I won't go into that because it'd be too long of a story to try to tell. Let's just say that they had to do an ablation because let's say I had a pulse that wouldn't stop, a pulse of energy, a spark that wouldn't stop, and so they had to burn a place for it to stop, so my heart rate would go down from like 255 beats a minute while I'm idle, not doing nothing, to its normal of about 120. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much the gist of what happened last night, why my build last night ended up being as late as it was. Though, thank goodness, not much changed code-wise between the time we left to take her and the time we got back. So, no harm, no foul. The doctor did say that she could have had a mild stroke or a mild heart attack. We just won't know. But we caught it early, because had we waited much longer, it could have been much worse. So, we did the right thing, I believe. Also, today there are 2 people who celebrated a birthday today. One is my Uncle Jerry. He turns 60 something. I don't really know. Pretty old. I think 63, 62, 63. Somewhere in there. And my cousin William Lee, he turns 21, so I imagine he's out having him a good old time tonight. No, seriously, he's probably at home watching his newborn baby with his girlfriend and his mom. So yeah, I guess you can say that they are probably having a good time celebrating his birthday. But anyway, I guess you can say this is a consolidated entry, gecko-related updates and non-gecko-related updates, because they're going to try to squeeze this in real quick. I will have some more optimized SeaMonkey 2.0 pre-beta 2 builds out this week. It'll be a little bit before I have more optimized SeaMonkey 2.1 pre-alpha 1 builds out, because I would rather release a build where I know that my tests will pass when the HTML5 parser is enabled and when the HTML5 parser is disabled. Right now it only works when the HTML5 parser is disabled. It is a known issue, although I can't recall the build number at this point, and I'm not going to put annotation to figure it out, because it could be anything really. It's just an HTML5 thing. So, obviously those builds may be a little bit slower than my SeaMonkey 2.0 pre-beta 2 builds are. But as I mentioned before, now that Gecko 192 has branched, it hopefully won't be long before it stabilizes some, and the feature set will begin to start coming together real good. Now as for my Com Central and Mozilla Central builds, aka Gecko 193, don't expect any for a while, at least not until they bump the version number for SeaMonkey, because right now both Gecko 192 and 193 show SeaMonkey's version is 2.1 pre-alpha 1, and I'm not going to confuse people by doing that, and I'm not going to go through and artificially inflate the version either. I'll wait until they do that, because then I'll know enough has changed, or whatever. That'll be a thing in Com Central. I'll be watching for the version bump for the SeaMonkey and Thunderbird and Calendar and anything else based that uses Com Central to build on. But yeah. Before I ramble on too far, too long, that's all I have right now. I am Daniel Jr., and I will see you next time.